Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
You're up. Welcome to Creedmoor, North Carolina. Delambert, Reed Smith on the call. Rookie, man. Fresh out of the gate. And picked a perfect rainy football night on campus here at South Granville. The Lee County Yellow Jackets, last year's 3A runner-up, on the road to open the season against 2A South Granville. Sophomore quarterback Kawan Bobbitt leads the and the ball's out. That's the second fumble in the first two plays of the ball game. We missed the kickoff. Lee County with a short spinner that wound up on the ground. A little bit of controversy, but South Granville able to come out of the pile with it. So after the botched snap, 2nd and 10 coming up for the Vikings, moving from left to right. Bobbitt checking his wrist. You'll see a steady diet of running football all night. The Vikings aren't gonna do too much through the air. The hand is up the middle. Tough sledding there, and a pickup of maybe 2 on the play, bring up 3rd and 8 for these Yellow Jacket defenders. Big shoes to fill for these guys, Reed. This is a defense that put 3 young men into Division I programs off last year's squad.
It's a mighty big line out there. Be some tough sledding.
All right, 3rd and 8. In a lot of situations, you'd expect the pass rush to pin their ears back, but given the way this South Granville team runs its offense, just want to keep everything in front of you here. 4-man front for the Jackets. Pressure coming off the left edge, it looks like. Man in motion, fake up, and they're going to the air. Bobbitt drops, slings it out toward the sideline. Bad footing, and can't connect. Looking for Benjamin Hunt on the play, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Yellow Jackets hold, force it 3 and out. So I wonder, Reed, with the weather the way it is and the track as nasty as it is out there, if this weren't the first football game in almost a year and a half for these schools, if they'd even be playing tonight. What do you think?
Even be playing. I don't know. I'm thinking they probably would have called this one. We say tough sledding, but I think it's tough swimming right now.
Yeah, it was tough just walking around the field to get to the press box. I can't imagine what it's like trying to navigate, cut, move down there on the field. But it is wet and sloppy, and it's only going to get nastier. More rain in the forecast for the next few hours.
This field's mudding up pretty quick. A couple of them players already left there, awful covered in mud. It's only been 3 plays.
Yeah, there's no point coming out and playing on a night like this unless you're going to be covered from head to toe.
But like you said, I think these guys want to play some football. It's been a while.
All right, procedure penalty on the Vikings. That'll back them up 5. 4th and 13. 1 man deep for the Jackets. Now they drop 2 out of the pressure. High snap. It's taken a while, and he gets it out of there. It's a low snap. The Vikings down it at the 43, and the Yellow Jackets will come out onto the field with their first offensive play of the season. Led by brand new quarterback Will Patterson. The junior has been the understudy the last couple of years. And this is his very first snap as the QB1 for the Lee County Yellow Jackets. Big shoes to fill. Landon Johnson leaving out of here last year. A young man that, as a starting quarterback in 2 years, only lost 2 football games.
That's some mighty big shoes to fill.
All right, Patterson drops, looking to throw on his first snap, and skips it out to the receiver. Trying to find Tyrick McKendall, I believe. McKendall, number 2, is the number 1 receiver from last year. A lot of talent leaving this offense last year. They lost Landon Johnson, obviously, who threw for about 2,400 yards. Also gone is A.J. Bulware, who ran for another 2,200. They do have their number 1 receiver back, McKendall. All right, cut back on the hand there. That's B.J. Brown with the first carry of the year for the Lee County Yellow Jackets. And the freshman gets the start. It'll be some running back by committee tonight. That's one of the things Lee County wants to do tonight is sort of establish the pecking order for the running backs. And given the history of the running backs here in this program over the last 5 or 6 years, to get the start as a freshman really says a lot. So we'll keep our eyes on number 7, B.J. Brown, here for the rest of the way. The toss is out there, making people miss. He's going to get it down around midfield. It's going to bring up an interesting decision for Coach Steve Perdue on 4th and 4. And
kicking unit's
he's
coming
going to
out.
bring the punting team out. You know, in a game like this, a little bit of a David and Goliath matchup, Reed. You want to stay away from big mistakes and probably play it closer to the vest than you might in other circumstances. Bunts away. It's a low line drive. Skips, bounces.
Takes a great Lee County bounce.
Splashes after a couple good Lee County hops down inside the 20. South Granville will take over at the 18.
I think they got almost 10 extra yards on that, on the bounce.
Well, I wonder how many footballs we're playing with tonight, because whoever's in charge of keeping them dry has got their hands full. It started raining, what, 6 or 8 hours ago and just hasn't stopped.
It just hasn't stopped. And it is coming down.
All right, Bobbitt, who started at quarterback last year for the Vikings, didn't throw the ball much, ran for a little over 800 yards. He's dangerous with the ball in his hands. It's out again. Lee County's going to have this one, maybe not. It's bouncing around. They pick it up, and it's going the other way for a touchdown. Lee County taking advantage of the Vikings' miscue, and that'll be Lee County touchdown. Well, couldn't get it done on offense, but, you know, let the defense pick it up.
There's many ways to win a game,
I think
there?
everybody on the defense had a hand on that one before it was finally scooped up. And as to who picked it up and got it into the end zone, your guess is as good as mine, Reed.
It was pretty muddy out there. But you know what? If you're going to put the ball on the ground 3 times, so bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, I think there's a mathematical law. So 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Lee County lines up, looking like they'll go for 2. Tyreek McKendall, and it's going right side. He's around the edge and in. They got me. That was T.J. Johnson on the carry. All right. Folks at home, we got to apologize. The Lee County wearing our favorite jerseys. They're the gold numbers on white on white jerseys with some mud thrown in there. This is going to be an adventure.
I'm not sure who that was that got him at the goal line, but he got his pound of flesh back, I'll tell you that. He was taken down in a big way. But he got there.
In the end, Lee County walks away up 8-0 just a couple minutes into the ball game. 8:55 to go in the first quarter. South Granville out there lined up waiting patiently for the Lee County kick team to come out. Now Lee County on the first snap, or the opening kickoff rather, kicked a high spinner. And very rarely are you going to see this Lee County team line up and kick it straight down the middle of the field. You get every variety of short spinners and onside-ish looking kicks. Ignacio Hernandez to kick. All right, here we go. And again, this is another high spinner, this time to the right. That's going to hit the ground and dies. South Granville tries to corral it. Looks like they do, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at about their own 30-yard line. Thankfully, for the time being, we've got the yard markers are visible. I have very little confidence they're going to stay intact for the next hour and a half or 2. All right, so coming into this game, I would have placed the over-under on pass attempts by the Vikings at 1/2. They've already exceeded that. So had I taken the under, I'd have missed on that. We'll see if they throw the ball around at all. This is a big, athletic, aggressive Lee County squad who's got a size advantage on both lines of scrimmage. Going to be tough unless the Vikings can figure out a way to get to the edge. But running the ball up the middle is going to be tough all night. Bobbitt with the snap, hands it right into the belly. Nope, fakes, and he's going around the right. He's got plenty of space. One man to beat. And tripped up just enough I think he's going to be run down. No, he cuts it back to the middle. Big play by Bobbitt.
Play.
Down inside the 30-yard line. Huge play. Nearly 50 yards. Odd, we'll call it 52 on the run for Kawan Bobbitt. And like I said, if they're going to make some hay against this Lee County defense, it's going to be on the edges. And a perfect play call there by the South Granville staff.
I think number 42, Diego Guerrero, was the last chance they had there. They got him.
All right, so the 28-yard line, South Granville is set up, and this, they've had trouble with the handling the football up to this point, and they're probably at the wettest spot on the field right now. There's the the fake, and now the toss, stringing it out, good yardage, pick up about 6 on the play, and that's what South Granville wants to do. Hit you in the run game with multiple options, attack the edges. That time it was Henry Daniel on the carry. South Granville on the left hash now. Rain's really coming down. Bobbitt takes a look at the defense. One setback. Man comes in motion. Ball's on the ground again. This time he's able to snatch it up. That's 4 times now South Granville's put the ball on the turf. And they were ahead of the chains. Now they'll be behind, 3rd and about 7 coming up.
I think that ball might be a little bit slick.
Oh, it's a lot slick. Now in a option offense like this, picking up 3 or 4 is no problem, but getting behind the chains and getting yourself into 3rd and long really, really is problematic. So we'll call it the 25-yard line, 3rd and 7. Big play here for South Granville, and really, you got to think this is 4-down territory. Bobbitt takes a look, man in motion. There's the snap, fakes, keeps. He's right behind him up the middle. He's going to get about half of what he needed. And that'll set up 4th down and a long 3. And you got to think the offense is going to stay out on the field. I can't imagine attempting a field goal in this mess.
I kind of think they have to.
So they're going to keep the offense on the field. 4th and 3 coming out, and the play calling reflected the intent there. I think they called the play on 3rd down, certain that they would go for it on 4th down. Clock counting down towards 6 minutes. Bobbitt breaks the huddle. Has a word with Michael Wilkerson, his tight end. Man in motion. Ball's in the air, running, nowhere to go, trying to make a play. Bobbitt with his feet gets it down. It's going to be really close. Depends on the spot. And Bobbitt took a shot to the head. We'll hope he's all right. He's slow getting up. Up. He's struggling. And if Bobbitt is dinged up, he gets the 1st down. So that's a Pentair 1st down by the South Granville Vikings.
Well, he earned it, didn't he?
Well, yeah, and you got to hope that he's all right. He's slow getting up, a little woozy. And in this day and age,
like he's coming around,
with head injuries and the attention that's paid to safety,
it's like he's going to come off the field.
I hate to speculate, but we'll see how it goes with Kawan Bobbitt, the sophomore quarterback for the Vikings. In the interim, we'll have a change at quarterback. So a change at quarterback coming. Number 4 has reported in at quarterback. However, we don't have a 4 on our roster. I believe that that's Micah Wilkerson. There it is. Micah Wilkerson, the plays running back, checks in. He fumbles the ball, manages to hold on, and gets good yardage when it was all said and done. It wasn't pretty, but he's going to be close to another first down inside the 10-yard line. This Granville's first trip into the Zaxby's red zone. They're going to mark him short of the first down. About 1.5 yards to go on second down. All right, Wilkerson under center. Stays in this veer set. Fakes the run up the middle, then keeps it himself and gets really close again to the first down. We're going to have to see. No signal yet from the referee. And there it is. That'll be a first down, South Granville. First downs this year brought to you by Pentair. And a timeout on the field. So timeout has been, well, no, there's not a timeout called. The entire Lee County defense went over to the sideline to take instruction from Andre Jacobs, the defensive coordinator. And they're back on the field. Interesting cadence to this game so far. All right, Wilkerson's got the Vikings offense down inside the 10-yard line. Takes a look. Man in motion. Fakes it in the belly and keeps it up the middle himself and is in for the touchdown. South Granville responding to the adversity. Kawan Bobbitt goes out. Michael Wilkerson goes in, and they don't miss a beat.
The man answered the call, didn't he?
Yes, sir. So the lead is cut to 8-6. 4:11 left in the first quarter. Now we'll see if they attempt to match two-point conversions with Lee County here.
That touchdown was just super important.
Yeah.
Changed
Didn't want to get
the game.
Didn't want to let things get away from them early.
Put the ball down 4 times, pick it up, and come back to this. It's quite a change.
All right, so now we're going to get a timeout, and while we do, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Lee County football on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford with the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles or check out our state-of-the-art service system where our team can have you back on track in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC General Motors. We are professional grade.
All right, welcome back to Yellow Jacket football on the NFHS Network. Chris Delambert, Reed Smith. Rocky start for both teams. Lee County, I'm sure, didn't think that they would face a situation where South Granville was able to walk down the field and assert their will, but that's exactly what happened. In answer to a fumble recovery for touchdown. So Lee County offense really hasn't done much thus far. South Granville trying to tie it up here. There's the flip, and that's on the ground, and that will be
recovered by
corralled out of bounds. Tyreek McKendall picks up the fumble, and it's 8-6, 4:11 to go. I've already lost track of how many times the ball's touched the ground.
It might be better if we just let it go, huh?
Yeah.
But more importantly, that rain continues to touch the ground.
Yes,
there
it
is
does.
no end in sight.
Well, we were in touch with both schools today, and were informed in no uncertain terms that this game was going to get played. So with the COVID protocols and everything that have been implemented by the states and by the school districts, This has been a weird offseason. Not just that we're starting late, but Lee County, they didn't even get in the weight room until about a month and a half ago. So they missed all of those workouts, but I was shocked that Steve Perdue, the head coach, told me he felt like coming out of the weight room in February, they were in every bit as good a shape as they would have been coming out in August, which is a testament to the staff and the young men out there to dedicate themselves. And a lot of folks in the community working and making facilities for these young men to work out available to them. But it's been a series of challenges. And Coach Perdue was quick to sing the praises of defensive coordinator Andre Jacobs, who kind of spearheaded that entire effort. All right, kick is deep. It'll be fielded and returned. McKendall with a head of steam. He's a load. And he's to the right side and is going to be taken down by the kicker. Great job to prevent the touchdown, but it'll set Lee County up at about the 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
It was a heck of a return. I wasn't sure if they were going to stop him there. He looked like he had a full head of steam.
Well, McKendall is the type young man that when he gets going in one direction is really tough to bring down. And you're not going to see, as we do Lee County games throughout the season, there will be fewer and fewer balls kicked deep. You'll see every manner of pooch kick.
I'm going to avoid that young man. Huh?
Yes. Yeah, he's played primarily flanker as a freshman and sophomore. I said earlier was the leading receiver last year. This is BJ again, and he is quick. Could be down, picks up about 8 on 1st down. So BJ Brown Jr. with another carry. He'll also get some time in the return game. An electric athlete in space. And we see our first rotation of what will be many at the running back position tonight. There's the carry, picks up the 1st down.
Tough to tell his number.
Yeah, it's a struggle. And as we can hear outside of our headsets.
It might be Anthony Smith.
No, it's TJ Johnson with the carry.
Okay.
TJ Johnson, who is the consummate two-way player, plays inside linebacker on the defense, and probably, I mean, if you had to poll the coaches, probably a consensus all-conference preseason guy, and also runs up a tailback. All right, Johnson with another carry, and he slips and falls, nowhere to go. That's going to be an issue tonight, and it's only going to get worse. So 2nd and 12 coming up.
We got standing water on the field. It's going to get worse.
Well, at some point, hopefully it doesn't become a safety concern. Messy football is one thing. Unsafe football is an entirely different animal. But for Will Patterson, the junior quarterback for Lee County, I'm sure he dreamt about, being the starting quarterback for years, even before he got into high school. I'm not sure that he was ready for a challenge or foresaw a challenge like this. Johnson dragged down again, gets back about to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and long coming up. Johnson really struggling to get turned north and south. And they go back to Brown, who seems to have a little bit more change of direction ability here in the soup. All right, 3rd and long coming up. We'll call it 3rd and 12. Kenyon Palmer split wide left by himself. A trio of Lee County receivers to the right. Patterson flips, and that ball's going to be out. Looks like it was lateral, and probably wasn't going anywhere anyway. So Brown is down after picking the ball up, brings up 4th and 15, and the punt unit back out there for Lee County. That's a lot going on there on a wet track on 3rd and long. I don't know that we'll see that again in a similar situation.
There's a touch of good news. Punter seems to have found a dry spot on the field. See what he can do.
All right, the exchange is the big important piece here, and it's really high. And the kick is very short and will stop dead at the 21-yard line. Went nowhere.
But it hits that ground, it's just a duck.
Yeah, and you know, both teams in the punt game have had these big floating snaps. The problem for the coverage team is with the footing so bad they can't get going toward the backfield and haven't been able to take advantage. All right, so Landon Johnson doing double duty, moves from punter over to the right defensive end spot. Grew 3 or 4 inches this offseason, and someone had told me that, and I wasn't sure I believed it. People have a tendency to exaggerate. He's grown every bit of 3 or 4 inches. They're listing him at 6'6", and he looks every bit of it. 6'6", 205. Landon Johnson, a difference maker with big shoes to fill. With Des Evans moving on to UNC, Landon Johnson will be getting more and more time. All right, so timeout on the field called by South Granville. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the NFHS Network. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Quick break and be back with the second quarter.
North Carolina Farm Bureau, proud supporter of Lee County Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Farm Bureau can help you and your family with all your auto and home insurance needs.
Farm Bureau has life insurance and financial services to meet all your needs, now and in the future.
Farm Bureau Tramway Office is proud to award the Farm Bureau Scholar Athlete of the Week.
All right, welcome back to Creedmoor, North Carolina. Lee County Yellow Jackets up 8-6 over the South Granville Vikings. It is not getting any drier. It's not getting any warmer. I'm surprised, Reed, how many of the Lee County players decided to play without any additional sleeve or cold weather gear.
Well, you know, we had 70 yesterday, right? So maybe there was wishful thinking.
That
Maybe
could
they
be.
thought if they just go with that, it'll bring it out.
Could be.
It
Could
didn't
be
work.
they're just that much tougher
They
than
could
you and
just
me.
be that tougher, yeah. A couple of those boys are pretty big. I don't think I'd want to run into them, so, you know.
No, every once in a while I think that, and about the time I think that, I decide I'll go down on the field and check these guys out, and I realize, no, I'm good.
That line kind of looks like you're standing up against about 10 Goliaths, so.
I have told people often, though, I could tackle any one of these guys once. All right, Jaden Marshall back as the safety. And third down coming. A little bit of a different set. Going to run from the pistol now, it looks like Wilkerson will. So an offense that doesn't throw the ball a lot to start with, now with their backup quarterback in. Nope, he is going to go under center. All right, Wilkerson trying to draw him off sides. Takes it. He's throwing it down the field, and it's, oh. Tell you what, in better conditions, probably would have been picked.
They just dodged a bullet right there. He got that in the numbers, but I think that ball is so slick.
Broken up, and I'd love to tell you who it was made the play. So fourth down coming up, another punt. Each of these snaps in the punting game have been an adventure. We haven't had a block yet. One man all by himself back with his heels on the 50-yard line. Jackson Lamb, I believe. That's way up there. Lee County coming after it, and that may not get back to the line of scrimmage. It does, but is going to roll dead at the 30-yard line. Lee County with a short field. That's almost as good as a block kick, isn't it?
Just about. We got some field position here.
All right, Lee County looking to capitalize, up 8-6. Not a whole lot of fun for the punters thus far. All right, Garrison and McKendall split wide right. B.J. Brown in the backfield with Patterson from the gun. Patterson fakes, hits it. That's Kenyon Palmer out there. He's going to get about 6 before he's pushed out of bounds. And that'll bring up 2nd and 4. Nice connection there from Patterson. He needed to get that one out of his system.
That's some gutsy football right there. Coming back, they needed some momentum on their side, and they go right to the air.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't be, of course, there's not too far to go from here, 25 yards from the goal line, but I wouldn't be surprised as we go on through the rest of this game if you don't see Lee County take some shots, because, you know, getting these things 3 yards in a cloud of dust is going to be tough. I mean, every time you run a play, you're taking a chance that somebody's going to fall, that the snap's going to be mishandled. All right, Patterson hands to Brown. Brown with a head of steam, gets around the left side, going to be close to a first down, and gets it before he's first out of bounds. That'll be a Lee County, Lee County first down, brought to you by Pentair. So you don't know this, Reed. I now do Lee County and I do Southern Lee games and just go back and forth depending upon what the game of the week is. But I spent the first about 7 years doing Southern Lee exclusively. So about once a game you'll see me start to say Southern Lee, just to force a habit. All right, Lee County into the Zaxby's red zone for the first time. Low snap to Patterson, drops, looks, goes over the top, and that's got to be interference. And there comes the flag. All right.
If there wasn't a flag there, we'd have had a.
Well, you know, the defender's in a tough spot. I don't think Patterson intended to throw that back shoulder, but floated it up there, and the defender just ran through the receiver. And this is not the NFL where they're going to spot at the 1. This will be a half the distance penalty. So they're going to tromp this out. It's going to be fun for them trying to figure out exactly where to place the ball with the hashes not really intact. So they're doing some ciphering right now. Going to figure out how to make this happen. And that'll be just short of a first down. Bring up first and 1. Not an automatic first down on the play, apparently.
So 2nd and 1?
No, 1st and 1. They get the down over. So 1st and 1.
Okay, 1st and 1. I see.
One of those little high school nuances there. All right, Patterson from the gun. Inside to Zaxby's red zone, looking for a touchdown here. Patterson low snap, puts it on the ground, manages to get back to it. And loses about 4 on the play. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Jackets. Well, I said you might as well put the ball in the air. That's another one of the problems, though. Shotgun snap. All right, Patterson from the gun. 2nd and a long 4. Hands up the middle. And tough sled, and the South Granville defense comes up and makes a stop. Now, this South Granville defense, we talked about the offense a lot. We didn't talk much about the defense coming into the game hot like that. They returned all 3 of their starting linebackers. 2 seniors and a junior who totaled about 350 tackles. Ethan Jocelyn, who's 5'9", 165, and I just love guys that play defense in high school football and are productive. 119 tackles last year at 5'9", 165. You hear me, Reed?
Yes.
Henry Daniels, the other senior. Oh, and great second effort by the Lee County back there is going to have another Lee County first down. And with that, another shout out at Pentair. TJ Johnson covered in mud. That's a young man as a junior now who really is looking to assert himself on this squad. Several folks close to the program have raved about the work he's done in the locker room, or in the weight room rather. And it showed there as he was able to plow forward and with the second effort pick up the first down. So 1st and goal now at about the 6-yard line. Patterson from the gun, takes the snap, hands, Johnson going left to right or right to left, can't do it. And Johnson, Coach Purdue's going to figure that out pretty quick. If he's going to get any production out of Johnson today, it's going to be north-south. Yep. That's a big man trying to cut it back up and hasn't had any success. That's 3 times now he's lost his footing.
Well, you've got the footing issue. Talked about the size of this line, but like you said, those backs have got some experience on them. They know how to tackle. They got their eyes on the ball, and they're bringing them down.
All right. 2nd and goal from about the 11. Now to be 3rd and goal from the 11 as the pass is broken up. Pressure off the edge, coming off the right there. So 3rd and 11, or 3rd and goal from the 11, rather. All right, Coach Purdue, what do you got? What do you got dialed up for this? Got to think the ball's going in the air unless you're playing this and trying to get half of this and do it in 2 downs. All right, Johnson's still in the game at tailback. Keep your eyes on number 2, Tyreek McKendall, and confusion.
We got a
movement on both sides. I think they're going to get Johnson with the false start. And that's what it is. False start, so that makes it even more difficult.
Just when it looked like everything was going their way.
Yeah, right.
Just,
third and goal from the 16 now. And a little self-inflicted punishment there for the Jackets. All right. Looked an awful lot like they kept the same play call on, which is interesting. All right, Patterson from the gun. Takes a snap. Hands, and it's right up the middle. Johnson, oh, what a call. What a run. What a touchdown. Yellow Jackets, I tell you what, when you think your back can just run it up the middle and pick it all up and get the touchdown, you're playing with confidence.
He just put his head down and said, give me that ball.
Well, T.J. Johnson with a superior play, and the Yellow Jackets extend the lead to 14-6. Going for 2 again. Ignacio Hernandez, the new kicker this year, and not trying to put him in a tough spot. worked out the first time. So you've got McKendall and Johnson lined up back up. Now they're going to bring Hernandez across into a traditional formation. Looks like they are going to kick this. Hernandez, the junior's first year kicking for the Jackets. That one's up, and that's good. His first kick will stretch the lead to 15-6. That makes it a 2-score game. That's a big deal on a night like tonight. And after the break, the Jackets will kick it off. You're watching Lee County Yellow Jack football on the NFHS Network.
New Image Media presents the NFHS Game of the Week. Brought to you by Crossroads Ford. Big city deals from a dealer with a hometown feel.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
All right, Ignacio Hernandez to kick off to the Vikings. They answered the first touchdown, walking straight down the field, led by Kawan Bobbitt, sophomore quarterback. But on that drive, he was injured, has not checked back into the game. And it's been Michael Wilkerson from there. That's a high spinner, and that nice play to reel that in on the fly. And it'll be dead at the 40. 60 yards to go for the South Granville Vikings. Wilkerson still in at quarterback.
Yellow Jacket defense got quite a breather on that last drive. Should be interesting to see what they've got this time. They look well rested.
All right, hasn't been a whole lot of variety in the diet for the South Granville offense. You know, in high school you see these systems that are difficult to prepare for, and this is one of those. Wilkerson from the gun this time. First time we've seen that tonight. Takes a snap, gonna run it right, pitches, has a man, and that'll be stopped dead. Gain of a foot or two on the play. Second down coming up for the Vikings.
Well, Chris, the question is, how do you prepare for a game like this? These conditions are tough to practice for.
Well, not just the conditions. You know, obviously you don't get out there and practice in this kind of mesh.
Yep.
You can't tear up your practice field like that. But in a system like this that does something very specific, that reads the defense's cues, to be able to run that as a scout team offense against your defense, very, very difficult. And I think we saw that early on, and I think that you'll see Lee County make some adjustments now that they have a feel for what South Granville wants to do. Wilkerson from the gun again, 4 men wide, back in the backfield with him, so it's a different look. Snaps on the ground, and he runs right past the defenders that penetrated, gets 16 on the carry, and that'll be a South Granville first down. And that, you know, that aggressive downhill defense, the timing's messed up when the snap's on the ground. Wilkerson with a great individual effort to pick up the first down.
He had one more man to beat.
Not the first time we've said that tonight.
It is not. I suspect it won't be the last.
All right, so this new formation for South Granville working out so far. Wilkerson with one man back in the backfield with him. All right, trying to find his way. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play to blow things up in the backfield. Landon Johnson and a crew of Jacket defenders.
They just swarmed that hole.
That's what Yellow Jackets do, right?
What they do.
Swarm.
It was a Yellow Jacket swarm.
All right, they're going to tough spot there. Loss of 3 on the play after the officials get done with it. right, under center again this time for Wilkerson. Takes snap, it's on the ground again. And we'll unpile it and see what the situation is.
You know, I thought I had accepted the challenge earlier. I thought I was going to keep track of the number, but I've lost it too, Chris. It's got to be somewhere around 10.
Well, and the referee got his bearings crossed there. He signaled first down for the Jackets, but was pointing the wrong direction. 3rd and 13 coming up for the Vikings here. And not to belabor the point, but you got to stay out of these long 3rd downs against this defense. Not the marquee names that we've been accustomed to the last couple of years, but this is a solid crew. And this defense probably will do different things more often than what we've seen in the past. The downside of not having access to these kids for so long to have hands on them with the COVID protocols is that they've been in the tape. And these guys got a really good feel for what this defense is going to do. That ball's out. Great play. Great play on the defense there.
They were not fooled on that one.
No, and an enormous play made in the backfield. Landon Johnson there, I believe, to break it up. And South Granville didn't have a shot. That'll be a first down. Lee County going the other way. In plus territory. They'll take over at the 48. Granville's, they've done a good job thus far of not letting this get away from them. This is a pivotal series right here. Already down 2 scores. They don't want to let Lee County get out too far ahead of them. All right, Brown in the backfield. Fakes. Patterson throws it up there. Caught. And that's McKendall going for 6. And that's a Lee County touchdown! And I tell you, the defender was there, got turned around, bad footing, tried to make a play, and it just went over his outstretched hands. McKendall with a good job of concentrating and adds to his career total of touchdown receptions.
And he earned that one. He went up and got that ball.
Yes, sir, he did.
It did not look like he would come down with it, but he did.
And that's touchdown catch number 14 for McKendall in his career. And Johnson's going to get the snap and go nowhere. He's fighting, going to be stuffed. Ooh. So that'll keep it at 21-6 in a 2-score ball game. And Lee County motoring at this point. South Granville got to answer. That's something interesting. I said earlier that the cadence of this game is funny. The kickoff and kickoff return team for South Granville goes immediately out onto the field. No direction from the staff. They're out there lined up waiting on Lee County to come out. And that's just it's just an odd little wrinkle. I guess they figured, look, we've done this enough times in practice. You guys know what to do.
I guess they figure it's a punt or it's a kick. What are you going to do? But you'd think there'd be a question. But
all right, Hernandez out there. Hasn't kicked it deep yet. This will be the 4th kickoff of the game.
Guess they don't think Lee County can do a onside kick.
We'll see what Hernandez's orders are. He's easy to spot. He's the only clean one out there on the kickoff team for Lee County. At some point, he's going to have to figure out a reason to get dirty. All right.
He'll get a chance to make a tackle, huh?
Here we go. It's a high spinner out there to the left. That hits the ground, and it's picked up by Lee County, maybe. Let's see what we got. They had a shot at it, and whiffed on it. Oh, South Granville dodges a bullet. That ball was out there right for the picking. Reminds me when I was a kid. The first swim team I was on, we had an annual sort of jamboree where we raced against each other and did all kinds of crazy stuff. But they would take a greased watermelon and throw into the 15-foot into the pool. and all the kids down there fighting. And I forget what the prize was if you were able to get it, but you at least had bragging rights if you got that watermelon and were the one that bring it up to the top of the pool. And I think about how dangerous that was now.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't work today.
All right, Daniel at tailback, Wilkerson at quarterback. Man in motion. Wilkerson drops, looking down the field,
Ooh.
hurls it out there. That's pick coming the other way.
Yes.
And that one hung up there forever and is picked off by Jaden Marshall, another one of these Lee County seniors. Boy, I tell you what, that one was gift wrapped.
That was gift wrap. There was nothing else to do with it but just catch it and go.
Had a shot at one earlier and wasn't able to reel it in, but Jaden Marshall wasn't going to let that one hit the ground. And, you know, we said coming into this game, South Granville didn't want to throw the ball a whole lot, and it shows that they're not a pass-first offense.
But there they were.
Well, you got to admire the fact they're trying to stay in this game.
They are.
You know, you're talking about a 3A powerhouse coming to open the season with a 2A squad. Not a bad 2A squad now. This team went to the third round of the playoffs last year. But when you talk in terms of a matchup, tough. And McKendall, who made a great catch a minute ago, unable to bring that one in, and probably all for the best, would have been lucky to get anything on the play. Patterson, good and dirty now. Wound up on his backside on that one. And now has to figure out how to get his hands dry because his towel, which is hanging out of the back of his pants, is covered in mud. So Patterson with an issue at this point.
Well, there's not much on that field that's not covered in mud.
All right, Patterson 2nd and 10 coming up. Hands to Brown. Brown going to get positive yardage, but not much of it. Going to get about 2, 3rd and 8 coming up. And 3rd and 8 here in this field position down around the 30-yard line. Again, we talked about it with South Granville earlier, you know, quite possibly 4 down territory. So that definitely is going to impact the play calling as Coach Purdue doing double duty. He's the head coach and also runs the offense. I asked him one time, why don't you get an offensive coordinator? He's like, why? I'm not really going to let anybody else call plays anyway.
Honesty.
All right, Johnson with a big carry and positive yardage. He's going to bring up 4th and about 3. And we said it a couple times with South Granville that he was a man away. Johnson that time was about a man away from taking that to the house. And that's probably been the most effective play for Lee County thus far is Johnson up the middle. Not something they do schematically a whole lot. They like to get north and south, but generally do it on the edges of that offensive line. But Johnson running right between the tackles is having good luck so far. 4th and about 3 coming up here. South Granville needs a stop. Johnson fighting. Second effort's going to be short by about a foot, and that's going to turn it over to be South Granville going the other way.
That was a mighty big stop. Mighty big stop for
Oh,
South
nope.
Granville.
Well, not so fast.
Oh.
They might be calling for the chain gang. Nope. Now they're going to do it without the chain gang. Going to eyeball it, say that he's short, and it will be a first down. South Granville going the other way. Big stop for the Viking defense. All right, number 33, Michael Wilkerson, tells his mates what's going on. They've huddled up. A little bit more than we see from some other teams. I mean, most of high school football at this point seems to just gotten rid of the huddle altogether. All right. Wilkerson looking for a score here. Down 26, 3.5 minutes to go in the half. The hand is up the middle. Good yardage there. All right, Jaden Crabtree, another one of those linebackers that plays running back as well. Gets 6 on the first down carry. South Granville really needs a score here, and their situation's compounded by the fact that Lee County will get the ball to open the second half. So you really want to do 2 things here, Reed. You want to score.
I think you want to score.
Well, you do, but you also want to make sure you don't leave any time left on
Not at
on
all.
the clock. Lee County with an awful lot of explosive players on offense.
These one-and-dones have been breaking their back.
Well, short yardage or short pickup,
close.
but that's going to get them down, set up 3rd and 1, and this is the kind of third down South Granville wants to see. When the snap and exchange have been clean, Lee County's really struggled to keep them from gaining positive yardage. Oh, that was suspect at best. A little home cooking there on the call. Gonna give them the first down.
I think that was a friendly call.
A little home cooking.
Yeah.
All right, so 1st and 10 South Granville. Looked from our vantage point to be a yard short, but the officials saw it differently, and frankly, our opinion doesn't matter. All right, clock running down toward 2 minutes now, 2:05 and counting. Wilkerson not in any particular hurry. Snaps it at about 1:57 and wrapped up, ball's out again.
Ball on the ground.
And we'll see if they were able to get it back. The umpire in South Granville manages to come up with it.
They got some magic for that, don't they?
I'll tell you what, 2nd and 14. Ball's been out
at least
a dozen
9 or 10 times for them, and they've picked it up all but one.
Well, no, Lee County got 2 of them now.
Did
they
they
got
get
one
2?
on the opening drive, and then they got one on the...
Oh, that's right, the opening drive. I forgot about that.
All right, so the clock running at 1:20, and the second half of what I said South Granville wanted to accomplish here seems to be kicking in. They're going to run this clock out. 1:10 to go. Now, Lee County, depending upon what happens here on this second down call, you might see them use some timeouts here. All right, 2nd and about 15. Wilkerson under center. Clock inside a minute. Wilkerson takes a snap, hands, and goes nowhere. Going to lose a yard. So 3rd and 16 coming up, and there's the whistle with the timeout, Lee County, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they definitely want to hold this clock.
All right, so 45.4 seconds. I love that they keep the tenths on the clock, right?
Folks, be sure to stay with us for the Classic Nissan halftime show coming to you soon.
Good call, sir. Good call. Classic Nissan, one of several venues we'll be using this year for the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Or the Classic, yeah, the Zaxby's. Yeah, I get so confused. The Zaxby's Coaches Show, which will be hosted. We've been doing it exclusively at Classic Nissan here for the last little while. I'm told now that Monday's Coaches Show this week will be at Wilkinson Chevrolet. At the brand spanking new facility, too, by the way.
As long as they bring that chicken, right?
Buddy, it's the highlight of the show.
Bet you're ready for some chicken.
I'm always ready for chicken. Zaxby's chicken in particular.
I'm hearing good things about this General Tso's chicken they got now.
Really?
I've heard good things.
Okay.
I haven't had it yet, but
Okay.
I need to get it.
Well, I tell you, my mother sent me a picture of a Zaxby's chicken sandwich the other day. She was so impressed with it. Like, why would you randomly send me a picture of a chicken sandwich?
Maybe she wants to just fatten you up a little bit.
I tell you.
Just take a look at it. You put some on.
All right, 3rd and 15 coming up here for South Granville. Nothing good has come out of the passing game so far. Be interested to see what the play call is here. Lee County with a timeout in their pocket. They want to get this ball back and do some damage. Want to keep everything in front of you here in the secondary. Wilkerson takes a snap, drops, wants to run, wrapped up, gets out of a tackle, and does some damage, puts the ball on the ground again, and that's going to be Lee County football. That was about the worst thing that could have happened.
They're going to get a shot to do it here.
All right, so the clock stops, 36 seconds to go in the half. Lee County set up in great field position at about the 34-yard line plus territory. Wilkerson with a great individual effort, but unable to hold on to the football there at the end of the play. And Lee County on their own sideline picked it up, and the entire sideline signaled all at once, made it really easy for us.
And everything was going so great there, right according to plan. Run the
So-
ball out.
Yeah.
Kill that clock. Get to halftime.
Well, and one negative play kind of churned everything, and now South Granville at a pivotal moment, again, already down 15. Lee County with the ball in plus territory, and Lee County gets the ball back after halftime. Really needs to make sure they've got the defense in order here, so they take a timeout. to talk about it. And, you know, keep a note. The coach's guidance to the team's got to be, hey, find 34. T.J. Johnson up the middle has been the most consistent, effective thing that Lee County's been able to do. Yep. Given the clock situation, you can run that a couple of times and not score and still get a playoff. Maybe you get a shot down the seam here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking on first down, you're going to take a shot down the seam, try and get it all at one time. Let's see where McKendall's lined up. McKendall is in the slot on the left side of that offense. I got McKendall right up the seam. Here we go. Soft coverage over on the left side of the Lee County offense in particular. And that's all right. Patterson scrambling. He's got some space now. He's going to take off. Needs to get out of bounds. Headed for the sideline and does a great job of getting out of bounds after a pickup of about 9. Clock stops, 27 seconds left.
And you'd think that field wasn't even slick. He was sure-footed as can be.
You know, great awareness there by and there's a flag on the play. They got a personal foul coming
against the Yellow Jackets.
No, all right, so there's a player down. There's a flag on the field. They're paying particular attention to where the flag is at. And it looks like cramps, which is amazing because you normally associate cramps with heat. But stretching them out like it's a cramp when it's about 30 degrees and wet. And we still haven't got a clear picture of what the flag is. Looks like it's going to be against the Jackets. And
boy, they're going to back them up a long way.
Well, what do we got here? So after a 9-yard pickup, they're going to back them up 10. We'll replay first down. Still not sure what the call is. I don't know that we ever did get a signal.
The only thing I saw was the preliminary indication that it was against the Yellow Jackets.
Well, it's got to be a block in the back or a hold to be a 10-yard penalty, and it was a spot foul. I said they were paying special attention to where the flag was at. So 1st and 11 coming up. So basically what you did was lost a yard and burnt 10 seconds, and time is at a premium. All right, Eli Garrison in the slot there. McKendall all by himself on the right. Going to float it up there for McKendall. It is ugly. Oh. And the defense had it played perfectly and unable to come down with it.
The Jackets just dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah, Jaden Crabtree unable to reel it in.
It's a slick ball. Where's that watermelon with the jelly?
Yeah, right. All right, so 2nd and 11, 20 seconds to go.
You got to think they're going to take another shot to the end zone.
Well, Brown checks into the game. Lee County with 1 timeout remaining, if I'm not mistaken. So Brown is into the game. 4 wideouts, 3 split wide left. McKendall all by himself down here on the near side. And boy, talking about the cadence of the game, this is a mess this last minute.
Poor Russ are just trying not to fall down.
Yeah.
They're like ice skating out here.
Well, Patterson, who's got a nice arm and ordinarily be able to deliver the ball clean, on time, in a tight spot, we're really struggling. All right, flip to Brown. Brown's around the left side. Brown makes a man miss, headed to the sideline and out of bounds. Going to stop the clock and have the first down. 11 and a half seconds to go. Needed 11, picked up about 14, and that'll be a Lee County first down.
Just a heck of a run. Heck of a run.
Well, we said he's an electric athlete. And it shows, and we've got a timeout Lee County.
I think somebody forgot to tell him that that was a high-pressure situation. It didn't seem like he mattered.
Well, as quick as he is, and as quick as he gets to The acceleration is amazing, and on a wet track like this, I can't wait to see him in good conditions.
He just kind of went from second to fourth gear pretty quick.
Yeah, the first conversation that Coach Perdue and I had about B.J. Brown, I had to do a double take. I said, we can't be talking about the same guy. And we were. And he told me, Chris, he's special.
He's 5'9", 180, and he's a freshman. We got some time. Going to see some great things out of this boy.
Well, when you talk in terms of explosive athletes like that, those guys have a tendency to find their way onto the field. He's got that make you miss that those explosive players tend to have. And you know, being in a program like Lee County where to shine he doesn't necessarily have to carry the ball, 25 or 30 times, it's going to be fun to watch him play for the next 4 years. All right, so 1st and 10, 11 seconds to go in the half. Lee County already up 21-6, looking to stretch that. Ball's on the ground, and South Granville returns the favor now. They pick up a turnover. With 7 seconds, they avoid giving up another score, and the Vikings will take over.
It almost feels like we played a full game. We've had everything. When you look at that field, you'd think that we played 3 games.
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of the groundskeeping here at South Granville, but they're going to have nightmares.
You want to go do some golfing out there?
Phew. All right, Wilkerson leads the Vikings offense out onto the field. 7 seconds left here. I tell you, I'd be hesitant to even run anything. I think I'd put him under center and probably take a knee.
Take a knee.
I mean, the likelihood of something going wrong here is a whole lot greater than something good happening. Yellow Jackets are offsides there. They're going to give them a free 5 yards. No, false start they're going to call. All right, so back them up 5 more.
Well, there was all kinds of movement. They didn't know what to think. I think it's going to be interesting to see if Bobbitt's back in the second half.
Well, with the shot to the head, I'm going to guess not, which doesn't make the job any easier for the Vikings. All right, Wilkerson, one last time. Yeah, takes a knee, and that'll run us to halftime in Creedmoor, North Carolina, where South Granville trails Lee County 21-6. We'll take a break and be back with the Classic Nissan halftime show. Lee County football on the NFHS Network.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there. Visit us Sanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
New Image Media presents the NFHS Game of the Week. Brought to you by Crossroads Ford. Big city deals from a dealer with a hometown feel.
It's my favorite time of the year. Football is back. I would like to personally invite you to come down for your next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. With one of the largest new and pre-owned inventories in the area, come see us today for discounts that the competition simply can't match or beat. If you drive in Sanford, why not buy in Sanford? Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose, lives with enjoyment, lives that flourish, lives with hope.